Hello everyone, and welcome to a different kind of Genshin lore video. Genshin Impact is an absolutely huge game, and due to that size, there are a ton of things you can find around the open world. Today, I want to go over a bunch of random and useless facts about Genshin that you don't need to know, but that are still fun to hear. Also, this video does contain spoilers for the quests listed on screen now, so if you haven't done those, you have been warned. Anyways, let's move right on and get into the video. Let's start off with some random facts about Genshin's characters. As of version 5.0, there are no playable characters with the letter P anywhere in their name. Genshin has been out for almost 4 years and we have 88 playable characters, yet none of them have this letter in their name. Some important NPCs do, such as a few of the Harbingers, so this could change in the future. Jean is currently the only character to have 3 different outfits. Her default outfit, Favonian Devotion, her alternate outfit, Gunhilder's Legacy, and her themed outfit from version 1.6, Seabreeze Dandelion. On the topic of outfits, Diluc's Red Dead of Night outfit is still the only 5-star outfit, released back in version 2.8. It is also the only outfit that gives a character different idle animations and changes the visual effects of their elemental attacks. The Dendro element has been out in Genshin since version 3.0, yet there are still no Dendro characters native to Mondstadt. It is currently the only released nation without a Dendro character. As of version 5.0, all 7 nations of Teyvat have at least one playable character of the Hydro element. Mondstadt has Barbara and Mona, Liyue has Xingqiu and Yelan, Inazuma has Kokomi and Ayato, Sumeru has Nilou and Candace, Fontaine has Neuvillette, Farina and Sigewinne, Natlan has Mualani, and Snezhnaya has Tartaglia. Despite this, only 3 of these Hydro users are 4 stars, those being Barbara, Xingqiu, and Candace. Additionally, none of them use a Claymore, making Hydro Claymore the only missing element weapon combo from the game. At the moment, there are no tall male Anemo characters or Electro characters, and no tall female Dendro characters. Kachina is the first short female Geo character, meaning every element has at least one short female character. Speaking of Geo, there were no new Geo characters released from Yunjin in version 2.4 until Navia in version 4.3, a period of 714 days. As a result of this break, we still have no Geo character from Sumeru. Keeping on the topic of long waits, the longest it took for a 5-star character to rerun was Eula, with 568 days between banners, and the longest it took for a 4-star character to rerun was Goro, with 442 days between banners. However, if Heizo is not featured on a 5.0 banner, he will take this record. Now, despite there being 14 playable Electro characters at the moment, only Beidou has Electro damage bonus as her Ascension stat. A couple of other Ascension stats only have 1 character each, those being Defense with Noelle, and Physical damage bonus with Razor. One last thing for the characters is that some of them have last names that you might not know. Going by release with first name last name order, we have Kaya Alberic, Lisa Mincy, Barbara Pegg, Zhangling Mao, Jean Gunhilder, Diluc Ragenvinder, Mona Magistus, Diona Catsline, Tao Hu, Eula Lawrence, Kazuo Kaidahara, Ayaka Kamisato, Yoimiya Naganohara, Sara Kujo, Kokomi Sangonomiya, Ito Arataki, Jin Yoon, Miko Yae, Ayato Kamisato, Shinobu Kuki, Heizo Shigenoin, Dori Sagamabe, Mika Schmidt, Lynette Snezhevna, Lini Snezhevich, Fremine Snezhevich, Farina de Fontaine, Navia Kaspar, Gaming Yip, and Pairware Arlecchino Snezhevna. Neuvillette is also the only character whose first name is unknown, as Neuvillette is actually his last name. Now, the next batch of facts will focus on the open world of Genshin. First, Dvalin is the only weekly boss whose icon is not taken from the front, but rather from the side. On a similar note, Andreas is the only weekly boss who you fight in the open world, instead of in a special Trounce domain. Genshin has a lot of weapons that you can find either in the open world or can obtain from wishing, but the rarest weapon might actually be a 4-star sword. The Dark Iron sword can only be found in 2 places throughout Teyvat, and it isn't even shown in the archive. One is obtained as a dialogue reward from Chen the Sharp, while the other is found in a chest in Chenyu Vale's Wangshang Hall. Some NPCs around Liyue can be seen with this weapon on their person, and it seems to be the chosen weapon for many members of the Guhua clan. If you somehow end up out of bounds with no way back, you will automatically be teleported to the teleport waypoint located just south of Springvale in Mondstadt. Speaking of Springvale, you can find an NPC here named Hopkins the Marvelous, who will sell holy water during the day. However, when visiting at night, you can catch him filling up bottles of spring water to later sell as holy water. After completing Raiden Shogun's second story quest, you can use a wave rider to sail from Inazuma to Liyue and Mondstadt. I don't know why you would, but you can if you're bored. Sumeru has the most statues of the 7 of any region, having a grand total of 13. Fontaine and Liyue are tied in second with 8 each, followed by Inazuma with 6 and Mondstadt with 5. Mount Laishin of Liyue's Chenyu Vale is the only area of the Teyvat map that is unlocked without a statue of the 7, being unlocked through a quest instead. The longest name of any map area is Fontaine Research Institute of Kinetic Energy Engineering region located in Fontaine. Speaking of Fontaine, Arrhenius Forest is the only map area on Fontaine's surface that does not include region at the end of its title. In a similar way, Kanazuka is the only map area on Inazuma's surface that does not include island at the end of its title. In Liyue, there is an NPC named Hui who has been stuck on a rock for almost 4 years now. There's a dog named Strong that barks at him from below the rock, and he has been too scared to get down. I'm not sure how he survives, but maybe we'll get a quest to help him out in the future. You can get a few achievements for failing at certain tasks. Producing a suspicious dish gives you an achievement, and you get another for making a total of 10 of them. Failing a bounty for the first time also gives you an achievement. There are also a few achievements you can get by dying, including dying from a boar, from sheer cold, from the Great Snowboar King, and from the dark mud found in the chasm. The nation with the greatest number of chests is Liyue, with 1,149 chests, not including the chasm or Chenyu Vale. If you add these 2 expansions to Liyue, you get a grand total of 1,730 chests. Some of the chests in Liyue actually count for Mondstadt instead, while others don't count for any region, so there are technically more in the bounds of Liyue. The most used common material is slime drops, used by 8 characters and 22 weapons. The most used elite material is Abyss Mage drops, used by 23 weapons. The most used weapon material is Boreal Wolf Teeth, used by 25 weapons. The most used talent material is Ballad Books, being used by 8 characters plus 1 of the Geo-Traveler's talents. It is the book you need the highest number of to ascend the Traveler out of all the Mondstadt books. The most used world boss drops come from the Pyro and Cryo Regisvine, used by 6 characters each. The most used weekly boss drop is Dvalan Sai, used by 4 characters plus 1 of Geo-Traveler's talents. For this final section, I want to focus on some lore. The original name of the Mountain of Dragonspine was Vindagnir, named for the ancient civilization that once resided there, Salvindagnir. There was once a character known as the Skyrider, who believed he could fly using a sword. He tried to fly with the Skyrider sword at Jueyun Karst, but failed and was non-lethally wounded. He then sold the sword for medicine, but he didn't give up on his dream. He later tried to fly once more with the Skyrider Greatsword at Guyun Stone Forest, but he fell to his death instead. A Skyrider Greatsword can actually be found on a stone platform at Guyun Stone Forest, though it was likely placed here by someone else after the Skyrider died. In the manga, Kaya returned Diluc's vision to him by hiding it in a strange vase. This vase can actually be seen in-game at Dawn Winery. Sumeru currently has the most known historical civilizations. These include Ai-Khanum, Gurabad, Saleh, Tule-Tula, and the many other city-states that once existed in the desert. God King Remus of Remuria actually hailed from Sumeru as well. Funnily enough, his name spelled backwards is Sumer. There are 2 book collections released in version 1.0 that currently cannot be completed. The first is Draft Hilly-Trail Ballads, with 1 of 3 volumes available, and the second is The Pale Princess and the 6 Pygmies, with 1 of 7 volumes available. There are 3 recipes in the game that can be obtained in 2 different ways. Mora meat can be obtained from a chest near Mingyun Village, or from Act 1 of Liyue's Archon quest. Mushroom Pizza can be obtained from a chest in Stormterror's lair, or from Kamisato Ayaka's story quest. Sticky Honey Roast can be obtained from Jean's story quest, or from the Dawn Winery version of the Commission food delivery. Anyways, those are a bunch of random facts about Genshin Impact. If you want me to make more silly videos like this, let me know, as I'd love to do more like this in the future. Of course, I also have some Genshin Theory videos, so I recommend checking out my videos on Durin of Dragonspine, A Bit More Fontaine, and my Natlin Mega video. With that said, I would love to hear what other bits of lore you'd like me to cover in the comments below as well. Anyways, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Sources and further readings are also in the description if you want to check them out. I hope you all have an amazing day, and I'll see you all in the next video.